Alrighty, it's Paige, and today's video is going to be another ranking video. I have two videos like this on my channel already. I ranked all of my Jeffree Star palettes and then all of my Manny MUA palettes. Today I have all of my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, and I ranked them from least favorite to favorite, and I'm going to be sharing with you that ranking and the reasoning behind it. I did just film a first impressions review on a palette from a brand that I haven't ever tried until today, and that would be Glamlight. This is the Cake palette. This is what I have on my eyes today. If you're interested on my thoughts on this palette, I have swatches. I did a demo on this look right here. Then check the link in the description box. I will have it down there for you guys to watch. This is my first Glamlight palette, and I've been wanting to try a palette from them for so freaking long. So yeah, if you want to see my thoughts, then make sure you guys go check that video out. But we're just gonna go ahead and get into the ranking. I don't have every single Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, and I'm also not including my Norvina palette in today's ranking video just because technically it's like a different brand, and I don't feel that I could like rank those properly because I really haven't gotten as much use out of those as I should have. So I have all of my regular like Anastasia Beverly Hills branded palettes here in front of me. Let's see how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 of them, and yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and get into it. So if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. I have 8 palettes from Anastasia Beverly Hills. A lot of them are more recent ones, but I do have a couple that are pretty old. So we're gonna start things off with number 8. So this is my least favorite palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills that I own. I wanna give the disclaimer out there that just because this is in last place doesn't mean that it's bad. I don't dislike any of these palettes. I really enjoy the Anastasia Beverly Hills formula, the color schemes, the palettes in general. I'm a big fan. So I love all of these palettes, but if I had to pick an order from least favorite to favorite, this is that order. So in 8th place we have the Subculture palette, and I know there was a lot of controversy surrounding this palette when it first launched. There was a lot of like cake up in the pans. It was super powdery. People were hitting pan after a few uses. I actually got this much later, so I don't know if they reformulated or not, but I got this much later, like months and months later. It was actually on sale for 50% off on the Sephora website, and that's when I finally decided to pick it up. This is what it looks like. The reason this is in 8th place is just because of the color scheme. I really don't find myself reaching for these more like muted, muddy kind of colors. Like there's lots of like muted like mustards and like these kind of teal colors. There's just no like super bright shades, and I'm a big fan of bright eyeshadow if you couldn't tell. So I just don't really find myself reaching for this very often. I do love this shade here. I love using this on the lid, but overall it's just not my favorite palette from them. I am happy that I have it, but I'm also glad that I only paid 20 some bucks for it. Like, I'm glad I got it on sale. I probably wouldn't pay full price for this. I didn't pay full price for it. I waited until it went on sale. But I am happy that I have it, and I think it's really pretty. I will do some swatches from each of the palettes. Here are some shades swatched. The top 2 are more like metallic formula, and the bottom 2 are mattes. I swatched the shades Adorn, Electric, then we swatched Edge, and then Destiny. I think this would make a really pretty eye look, actually. All of these colors together. I kind of tried to go random, but I kind of stuck to the more like neutral green colors. But I think the quality of these eyeshadows is great. I don't experience the overly powderiness. I mean, Anastasia eyeshadows I feel like are more powdery in general, especially the mattes, but there's nothing abnormal about this palette whatsoever. So that's why I'm not sure if they reformulated or if there was just like a certain bad batch that happened. It was so long ago I don't even remember the controversy, but this is in 8th place. In 7th place we have a really old palette. This is the Self-Made palette. This is actually the first Anastasia palette that I ever owned, and I loved this guy. Oh my gosh, I don't even know when I got this. but it's freaking old. This is what it looks like on the inside. It looks so like dull and like lackluster to me now, just because I'm so into like colorful looks now. Like back when I used this, I was like afraid of eyeshadow like color. Like I only used like pinks and like soft mauves and neutrals. This shade here was like my all-time favorite. What is it called? Pink Champagne. This color is so freaking pretty. There's a huge dent in that shade right there. I'll swatch Treasure. That one's so pretty. There's not really very many mattes in here. I feel like there might be like a couple mattes, but this is a different formula, I'm pretty sure. These are a lot like more of like a satiny kind of finish. I'm sorry if you can hear Juno. Here are some swatches from the palette. They all are very like light and almost kind of pastel-y. So the first one is Treasure, then we have Pink Champagne, then we have Isla, and then Sherbet is that bottom one there. I think so. Yes, Sherbet. Pretty colors, but nothing super unique about them now. This Pink Champagne shade like made this palette for me. I also used the shade Buttery a lot. I used Hot Chocolate, Blossom. I might have some like really old videos on my channel of me using this like from like years ago. But yeah, this is number 7 just because I don't reach for it anymore, and now at this point in my life these colors do not excite me. But at the time, oh, you can see Pepper, she's right there. At the time, this was a beautiful palette and I was freaking obsessed with it. Just not so much anymore. In 6th place, I decided to put the Modern Renaissance palette. This was my favorite eyeshadow palette for so long. Oh my gosh. This was the first like velvety one that I got, and mine is super messy. I've seen some worse ones, so I feel like mine's pretty clean compared to a lot of people's, but like, oh, that just drives me nuts that it like stains so easily. But this is what mine looks like. She's definitely been used a lot. This, oh, I love this. This gives me so many good memories and it makes me so happy to look at. I got so much good use out of this guy, and I haven't used it in a really long time and I really need to crack it out again. I miss when my eyeshadow palettes looked like this. Now I have so many of them because I review so many that I'm like constantly trying new stuff, and I never like really like get like hardcore with my eyeshadow palettes anymore. But this makes me Here are the swatches of those shadows. I feel like they're a little bit dry. They don't really feel like they did from what I remember from when I first got this palette. It's been quite a few years since I've had this one, but this has so many good colors like raw sienna, burnt orange, golden ochre, warm taupe. So many like classic shades that like are just staples. This, man, I forgot how good of a palette this one was, but I haven't reached for it in so long, and there's so many new stuff from Anastasia that I'm just loving so much more right now, which is the reason that I put this at 6th place. But it's a really, really good one. Like, I would recommend this to anybody. It's so good. I should probably repurchase this because this is probably super expired, but it's so good. In 5th place, I decided to put the Riviera palette. This is a palette that I have not used very much. I think I've only used it 3, maybe 4 times since I got it, and that's so sad. But Anastasia, there was a little bit of a controversy there for a while. This kind of came out before the controversy, but Anastasia released so many eyeshadow palettes just back to back to back to back. It was hard to keep up with, and a lot of people were upset about that. This was like before all that happened, but this is the Riviera palette. It's so fun and colorful and bright and beautiful, and I love the shades in here. I put this at number 5. Yes, number 5, because, well, mainly because I like the other 4 more, but this is a really nice one. Again, I just don't really use it enough. It's so sad. But I've been trying really hard to rotate through my makeup more, and I've done a pretty good job of it so far. Oh shoot. I've really, holy crap, look at that pink. I've really been enjoying my everyday makeup drawer. I have a video like where I picked all the products for my everyday makeup tour. I'll link it down below. I filmed it in December. I think I'm gonna film those like every other month, so like every 2 months. So my next one will be February, so I'll film it this month and just like kind of switch everything out just to help me like cycle through some of the stuff and decide if there's anything that I feel like I can declutter. But here are the swatches of the Riviera palette. So freaking pretty. This one didn't swatch that great, but this pink, holy crap. And then the metallics are so pretty. It's a really nice palette. It's summery and fun. I feel like I have a lot of these colors because I have so many eyeshadow palettes, but for somebody that doesn't have a lot of fun, like colorful, like pinks and pops of color, I think this is a really nice palette for that. My top 4 were really hard for me to rank because I love them all so much, but I did it. So number 4 is the Jackie Aina palette. When I first saw pictures of this palette online, I was like, oh no. Like, I thought this packaging looked so tacky and I was like, what happened? Like, what? But then I got it in person because of course I was gonna get it anyway because the shadows are beautiful and yeah. Anyway, I got it in person, I felt it, I really have like had some time to spend with this palette, and I really do like the packaging now. I feel like the pictures that I saw of it were just not very flattering, but I love the iridescent shift that it has. The alligator skin isn't really my vibe, but it totally works for the Jackie Aina palette. Like, I think that's really, really chic and unique, and I really do enjoy it. It's just not something I would personally pick if I was making an eyeshadow palette, but I didn't make the eyeshadow palette, so and this is in collaboration with the YouTuber Jackie Aina, in case you didn't know. So here is what the inside of the palette looks like. It's gorgeous. I love the layouts. I love the colors. I also love that Jackie made sure that this would be suitable for all skin tones. I think that's absolutely amazing. If there's anybody that's gonna do it, I know Jackie Aina would make sure that it happened. So here are the beautiful shades. I'm not quite sure if I've used this on my channel yet. I definitely did not do a dedicated review to it, but I really do enjoy this, and I know a lot of people love this palette, so I think it's an amazing one. I highly recommend it, but she is in 4th place. In 3rd place, I have the Carli Bybel palette. This is another collaboration with a YouTuber. I freaking love this palette. I did do a dedicated review to this one. I love the colors in here. They're so pretty. I love the variety. I love that there's a more warm toned row and then a more cool toned row. Some of these shadows are freaking amazing. They're all amazing, but like some of them, like the shade OA, I love it. And Moo, oh my gosh, I freaking love the shimmers and like metallic shades in this palette. They're stunning. There's something about this palette that just makes me so freaking excited when I look at it. Here are some swatches from the palette. We have OA, then we have Moo, then we have My Angels, and then the bottom one there is called Cindy. I just like looking at this palette makes me so happy. So I decided to put this one in 3rd place. In 2nd place, I have the Norvina palette. This is a palette that when I first got it, I did not really use it very much, but then I started using it more recently actually, and I was like, what have I been doing this whole time not using this palette? This is what it looks like. I love the shimmers. I feel like that is the highlight of this palette. I love the overall color scheme and the colors. Norvina is Anastasia's daughter. I feel like she has a lot more involvement in the brand now, and she does have all of her like Norvina like pro palettes, is that what they're called, like volume 1, 2, and 3, and then they also have the minis, but this came out before all of those. This isn't like a super new palette, but I got it, I'm pretty sure, like way after it released, but it's so beautiful. I love the colors. We've got Celestial, which is a really pretty purple, Wild Child, Summer, and then this one is called Soul. I don't know if I've used this one yet. That's a really cool shade. There are the swatches of those shades that I just named. I think that this palette is so freaking fun, and I love that there's color, like there's pink and purple, but there's also a lot of neutrals, and you've got some cool tones and you've got some like warmer tones like these. So yeah, overall I feel like this is a very like versatile kind of like all-in-one palette, and I really do like it a lot. And I think Dreamer is like gorgeous, like a brow bone and inner corner highlight. Like it's so intense, it looks beautiful. So yeah, this one is in second place, and that leaves us with one more palette, which I have saved for first place. This is my favorite palette that Anastasia has ever come out with. Oh my god. So this is the Amrezy palette. This is yet another collaboration. I did a dedicated review to this palette as well. I will link all of my like dedicated review videos down below for you guys regarding these palettes. In case you're interested, I do demos in them. I think I might have only done like a couple from here, but this palette, in my initial review, I was misinformed and I said this is the same size as her other palettes, but this is actually larger than her other like standard palettes. There are 2 additional shades. You can see it's a little bit longer here, so I do want to correct myself on that, but this packaging is to die for. I did purchase the PR like kit for this guy because I wanted the bedazzled mirror and the box that it came in. I did purchase all of these palettes with my own money, by the way. I may have gotten one as like a present for my birthday or something a really long time ago, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I bought them all with my own money though, but none of them were sent to me as PR basically. So this palette is freaking gorgeous. I love it. I can't stop using it. I've worn it in so many of my recent videos and everybody always asks me what's on my eyes and I'm like, bro, it's the Anastasia Amrezy palette. It's so freaking gorgeous. If you don't know who Amrezy is, you gotta look her up on Instagram. She's gorgeous. I'm always so obsessed with her outfits and makeup, and she's just like, oh, she's perfection. So I love that it's a collaboration with her. I love the colors in here. And there are pressed glitters in here. I don't know. There's just something about this that is special. Here are some of the swatches from top to bottom. We have Leo, then we have Liddy, which is a pressed glitter, then we have Barb, and then we have Amrezy, and I freaking love this palette. I feel like I did not do a good swatch of Leo. Like, I feel like that doesn't look very good. But trust me, it looks amazing on the eyes, and the pressed glitters don't really swatch the best, but I have worn them on the eyes and they look so pretty. They're not too difficult to work with. There is a little bit of fallout, but nothing like too crazy or unmanageable. But yeah, I freaking love this palette, and if I had to recommend any of these, I would say get this one. This is my absolute favorite. There's a nice range of like deep to like more lighter colors, and there's pops of color, there's neutrals, everything that you need basically in one palette here. So yeah, I love her. She's amazing. She's my favorite. And once again, this packaging is just everything. So those are all of my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes ranked from least favorite to favorite. Like I said, I love all of them. I don't dislike any of them. They're all amazing. And shout out to all of the people who got to collab. Like, I have 3 of the collabs. I have 3 collabs, the Jackie Aina, the Carli Bybel, and the Amrezy. I know there's quite a few that I don't have. I don't have Sultry, I don't have Soft Glam, I don't have the Alyssa Edwards one. What else? I don't have her like really old ones. Like there's like a Mario one that used to be out. There was another Amrezy palette from way back when. I wasn't like known. I wasn't familiar with the brand at the time when that was out. And then I'm not sure if, oh, there's another one. There's like the Prism palette. That's the other one that I don't have. So I think I'm missing like 4 or 5 of like the ones that are currently still available, but I do have quite a few of them, and I love Anastasia's formula, one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas of all time. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to check out my glam light video. I'm gonna give you a little spoiler. I definitely want all of the other glam light palettes. I need to try them all. So anyway, I love you guys so much. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.